good back anyway. And then we moved around. After that, I went from one postdoctoral fellowship to another because women were not wanted at universities. It was very hard. So I did a fellowship very successfully with a woman in New York. Then we were living in San Diego. It was a very bad time. The man really put me down and made me think like I was worthless. And when I moved back to Ann Arbor the second time, I was so depressed that for 3 years I did not have the courage to get up and get off my butt and go and work again. I just stewed for 3 years. My kids were finally heard that I got a job. Hooray, Mom's out of the house. And so that was my last fellowship, was in Ann Arbor when I lived the second time. I did very well. I worked with a man who,
This clip is significant because it shows that the social issues of gender bias have been relevant for decades. In countries around the world, women are denied basic rights, such as the right to pursue an education, freedom of speech, and the right to participate in society without worrying about their safety. As of 2017, 4 out of every 5 girls worldwide are married before the age of 18, making it impossible for many of them to continue or finish school and have a career, which lowers their status in society, making them even less significant in the eyes of the community. Although the evidence is not quite as visible in our society, gender bias is still prevalent in Silicon Valley. For example, in our society, women earn only 77% of what men of equal economical statuses earn. And in 2015, women only made up 23.9% of Congress, which is the highest percentage the U.S. has ever had. However, this is still a weak representation of women, given the fact that females make up 51% of the world's population.
We chose to identify gender bias because it is an extensive form of hate that encourages people to put down others for who they are and what gender they are. People who ignorantly say gender stereotypes do not understand how sexism is a serious issue in the real world. Their words and ideas are not just their own, but they have adopted them from their parents. Gender discrimination and sexism is cultivated from generation to generation. For example, in the 50s, like in our IiWitness testimony, universities rejected women and underestimated their capabilities to exceed expectations. Today, women are inferior in the tech world and abused in relationships and in the workplace.
What you can do to help is look for tutoring opportunities that help girls in low-income families from your community, attend events such as the Women's March, and visit organizations' websites to see more ways you can help. Our impact is shown by the amount of hands drawn and responses written by our school community. We provided an impact on our community by educating them about how many people gender bias affects through the pamphlets that we handed out, and we brought awareness to the situation through having them stop and really think what gender bias is to them.
Gender bias to me is unfair pay wages for women.
Gender bias to me is the unequal treatment based off of gender.